Alright everyone, what's up? We're back, and it's time for some GM mode. Yes, so I made that video a couple days ago asking you guys if you thought it was a good idea, and most of you seem to think that it would be, and you'd like to see it, so let's get on ahead and not go to EA Sports Hockey League. Let's go to GM mode. Alright, be a GM mode, new. There we go. Okay, so when I checked the video today, it had something like 3,000 views and something like 400 and something comments, so there wasn't any top comments when I checked, so what I did was I went to all comments for the video, like over 400 of them, and I searched. I did a Control F, I searched for Wild, and there were 111 comments that said Wild in it, and then I searched for Rangers, and there were 90-something comments with it. So it was pretty close, but I am going to go with the majority, and most of you wanted me to use the Minnesota Wild, so that's what we're going to do. And yeah, hopefully it'll be fun, and hopefully it goes well. Hopefully it goes well. Alright, so Superstar normal 5 minutes. I guess we can make that 20 minutes. Since I'm not going to be playing any of the games. Regular season, sure. Starting rosters, yes, I updated them, so everything should be good. Authentic picks. Fantasy draft, no. Okay, rules, 20 minutes, delayed. Yeah, this all looks pretty good, playoff series line, continuous OT, yep. Assistant coach edit lines, no. GM firing, no. CPU trades, no. I mean, yes. We're going to take waivers off because I'm sure you all know in this game you can get guys like Rick Nash on waivers, stuff like that. It's too unrealistic, so we're not going to play with waivers. Trade and offer notifications, sure. Yeah, GM length. You know what? We're gonna stick to 5 years with this one, just because it's the first one. And I just want to get a feel for how this thing goes. So we'll set it to 5 years for now, and we'll go from there. Okay, so yes, advance. GM skill level hard, and yes, the Minnesota Wild. Where are they? I'm pretty sure they're over the cap by a little bit. Yeah, they're $3.4 million over the cap. Average age 28, and 25 players under contract. Okay, so let's do it. And yes, play with the cap on. Alright, so here we go. Start preseason. Before anything, we're going to take injuries off just because, man, if you sim like a week in this with injuries on, like half your team goes down. So, for rules, just going to quickly take injuries off. There we go. Everything else should be fine. Alright, so Minnesota. Let's look at the roster. I've actually never done a GM mode on my own with Minnesota yet. So, plus it's the new rosters, so I definitely haven't done it. It should be... Alright, let's just sort by each position. Centers. So, of course, we got Mikko Koivu, the captain of the Wild. Pretty good. This player is really underrated in real life. I mean, I don't think he gets enough of the credit that he deserves. 361 points. Yeah, but he's really good defensively, as you can see, defensive category. I thought he'd be higher in faceoff since he's a pretty good faceoff man in the NHL in real life. Yes, so that's definitely our first-line center for right now. And then, yeah, it kind of drops off right there with not many other centers. Cullen, I mean, he's decent, but yeah, he's definitely more of a third-liner. And what I noticed with Cullen, yeah, he's got a 3.3 salary. And I don't know, for a third-liner, that might not be worth it. So we might have to get rid of Cullen. Brodziak, he's a pretty good... Well, he's 28 years old, so... He's a decent third-line center, or winger. And then Torrey Mitchell, yeah, same kind of thing. Third line or fourth line winger center. Another grinder. Rupp, he's a tough guy. He's a grinder in this. He's got a pretty good physical category, but that's pretty much it. And you know what? Surprisingly, Konopka, he's got 88 faceoffs, so and a pretty good physical category. So he might not be a bad option for a fourth liner center. That's that. And then we got Parise. Oh yeah. Zach Parise. If Koivu wasn't here, this guy would definitely be the captain. Oh yeah, he's a stud. This guy, first liner for the rest of this whole GM mode. And yeah, he signed for something like 20 years or something. Yeah, 13 years at 7.2. So that's going to be tough. Heatley, the All-Star. I'm glad we get to use the All-Star in this. Pretty good all around. Shooting especially. Puck skills, senses. Definitely he would be a first liner on any other team, but probably going to be on their second line. Bouchard, pretty good. And yeah, the thing with Heatley is he is a $7.2 million salary, but he only has 2 years left. So instead of trading him, I think I might just keep him for the 2 years, and then, you know, afterwards, he's only going to want, like, 4 or 5 mil, and that's a pretty good price for an all-star. So, and then right wing, we got Pominville, the first liner, pretty good. I think he has what, 2 years left as well. Yep, and then Clutterbuck, Setaguchi. Setaguchi might turn into a decent second liner in the future. He's only 82 right now. Hopefully his shooting goes up. But yeah, and then Clutterbuck, and then on defense, yeah. Defense is really where this team needs help. Obviously, you got Suter, the stud. I mean, he'll be a top 2 defenseman for the rest of this GM mode. Power play, penalty kill for sure. Gilbert, not bad from Edmonton. And then, yeah, after that, our next best guy is Clark. I mean, what is he? He's 35 years old. He's at the tail end of his career. He's a pretty good skater, surprisingly, so he might be a pretty good third pair on the left side there. Spurgeon, he's a pretty good prospect, 4 stars. I'm thinking we're going to play this guy in the NHL since we pretty much don't have anyone else to play. Brodin, there's the other prospect, another 4-star guy, but he's only 75 overall, so we're definitely going to send him to the minors. And look at our salary just bumped up, so we have $3 million cap space now. Stoner, Falk, yeah, these guys, nothing too special at all. So, and then goalies, yes, we got Backstrom and Harding as a backup. Kemper, we can send in the minors. We lost our best prospect in Matt Hackett, which they traded for Pominville, so we're definitely going to need a goalie of the future. Maybe not this year, but definitely in the upcoming years. Backstrom's only got 1 year left, and right now his salary's 5.7. If he stays on an elite goalie, which he probably will, I mean, he's going to definitely want at least 6 or 7 million, and that might be pretty hard to get him for, considering that this team is really, really getting up there as far as the cap's concerned. That's going to be the major challenge with Minnesota, is working with their cap space. Since Parise, Parise, Suter, and Heatley are all over 7 million, so that's going to be tough, but I'm sure we can get things done. Yeah, let's quickly just look at all our prospects, all skaters, potential. Yeah, so we got Spurgeon, Setaguchi, 4 stars. Coyle and Granlund. Man, I thought Charlie Coyle was a right winger. Yeah, he's pretty good, 4.5 stars, 20 years old though, 69 overall. He doesn't have a good face-off category, so you might eventually end up using him as a winger in the future. Granlund, yeah, he's good. 75 overall, 4.5 star. He doesn't have good face-offs category either, so he might eventually be a winger for us, but we'll see when that comes. And then Brodin and Dumba, pretty good defenseman. Phillips, another good forward. And then Kuma, Zucker, yeah, I wouldn't mind, just going to say it right now, I wouldn't mind trading these guys down here, these Bulmer, Camphor, and Scandella guys. Probably going to keep Zucker and Kuma, but then everyone else, yeah, everyone else pretty much on the block to trade. And yes, I am thinking about making 3 or when I started with Minnesota, I thought about 2 really good trades that I thought would help the team. I haven't done it yet. Like I said, I haven't played with Minnesota before, but you know what? Let's just go ahead and see if we can make those 2 trades happen. So I think I'm going to go for a second line center since I don't want Cullen up there. And then yeah, like and then we can just use Bouchard, Setaguchi, Heatley as the wingers on the second and third line. Because our first line's pretty much set, even though they're all playmakers. That shouldn't matter. So yes, I want to go for a second line center right now, and then another defenseman that can help out with Suter and Gilbert. So at least we have 3 defensemen that are, you know, decent. 3 top 4 defensemen. It's going to be hard to get, you know, every single player we need because of our cap situation. But you know what? Let's go make for those trades. Right now, we'll just do best lines. We're probably not going to do any simming in this video, guys. Just going to set up the team, make the 2 or 3 trades that I wanted, and then set the lines, and then we'll go from there. All right, so let's start with the trades. We'll do our trading block, stuff like that, in after we're done with the main trades. But the first trade I wanted was, I think was it for center or was it for defenseman? You know what? Let's go for the center first. And it was from Florida. Yes, we're gonna go after Stephen Weiss, and the reasoning for that is he's only got 1 year left, 3.1 million, and his trade value is pretty low. So I don't want to do anything too brash, like take on a guy with like 3 or 4 years left. just because we have guys like Coyle and Granlund coming up that could shoot up pretty soon and take over our center position. So a 1-year contract's good. And yeah, Stephen Weiss, he's a pretty good player, second-line center. He's got 80 face-offs, and then 4.5 puck skills, senses, and skating. So there's not much more you can ask for a second-line center. Pretty good point getter. Yes, so he'll probably flourish with a guy like Danny Heatley and Setaguchi or Bouchard. And the only thing is managing the cap. So let's try to go after Stephen Weiss. And yes, I said I was going to trade away some of those prospects that I didn't need. So we'll sort by centers. We have a bunch of centers. So I'm definitely going to want to get rid of some of those guys. And left wingers. And I think we have a bunch of defensemen too. Yes, so for this trade, I think we're going to give up Scandella and Kampfer. Now, hold on now. They're interested in Scandella. Yeah, he's only three stars, defenseman, defensive defenseman, and we have some good defensive prospects, such as Brodin, Spurgeon, and Dumba, which is the only reason why I'm willing to give up these guys, is because we have those other 3 guys in the waiting. So yeah, Scandella, he's a pretty good prospect, or he might be, and then Kampfer, he's really nothing special. He's already 24 years old, minor top 4. And then for Weiss, I mean, this should go through right here if you add the 2 bars together, but let's just add... They don't want any of our picks that I... Oh, you know what? Didn't Minnesota trade their first-round pick for Palmville? I did go to the authentic draft pick, so I guess they forgot to update that. That's good. I really thought we wouldn't have a draft pick this year. But it's good that we do, so I'm glad we have that. All right, so who else can we give up for... You know what? This guy. This Bazirias guy. Let's see what he's about. He's unsigned, but they are interested in him. He's 18 years old. He's only, you know what? He's only 2.5-star prospect. He's not great in anything yet. He's a 2nd-round pick, so you know what? Let's give up this Brazzers guy. I think it was left winger, unsigned. Yeah. So these 3 for Stephen Weiss, and let's see if we can't get a pick out of them. 4th pick. All right, will it go through? Stephen Weiss and a 4th for Scandella, Kampfer, and Bazirias. Yes, it did. All right, I'm not going to look gift horse in the mouth. So clearly, they think we overextended a bit. But honestly, if you look at our team, we have some pretty good defensemen coming up soon, like Brodin, Spurgeon, Dumba, and even this Kuma guy. So trading for a guy like a second-line center is definitely worth it, in my opinion. And now we got Stephen Weiss for our team.